Welcome back to another episode of Bella in Your Business. I am looking forward to this episode because it is going to be absolutely jam-packed with mindset shifts. One of the things that happens with AI in our business is that you have to understand that it's not like a software that you learn how to use, like ClickUp or Power Pet Sitter, or well, they're not around anymore, or Time to Pet or Precise, right? It's not like something that is one dimensional. AI is something that is completely changing daily, weekly, monthly, and there's a lot of like shifts that I want you to think about. I know that it's been all over the place lately, and I know that you can't go 5 minutes without hearing about it. I also know that a lot of you feel like, oh, I know how to use AI because I've used it, but you're only using it like 5% of its true potential. And so, or you're in the camp where you're completely avoiding it because you're intimidated or you get frustrated or you feel like it's inauthentic and something, like success isn't that easy, right? I mean, literally, AI is cutting down my work time and my clients that I'm working with by 70%. You guys, let me just put this in perspective for you. As a business coach, is it in my best interest for something that would take, let's say, 10 sessions to do with someone to only take 3 sessions? No, it's not. But you know what? I accepted the fact that we have this paradigm shift. The information, knowledge isn't the commodity anymore. We are past all of that. It's like we had this explosion of blogs and information and content, right? And it has nothing to do with that anymore. The way we are moving has nothing to do with that. It is literally the difference between Blockbuster and getting a VHS and streaming something in your house. Okay, so let's jump in and talk about these mindset shifts. And hopefully by the end of this, you're going to actually start thinking, like, I get it, Bella. Like something clicked. I cannot express to you how important it is to understand it from a cognitive standpoint before you actually get into AI. And I also cannot express to you enough that AI is not just ChatGPT, that there are so many horses in this race and that there are so many different avenues of creating video, creating pictures, creating headshots of yourself, creating um, a video clone, creating a voice clone, creating complete audios that sound like interviews. Um, there's so much to it. And before you even get there, the very basic understanding is exactly this podcast today. So listen, I'm going to tell you it's not about people versus process anymore. Let's talk about like the fundamental shift from the very ground level, and then we're going to work up into it. For years, whenever anyone had a problem, they would be like, so is it a people problem or is it a process problem? I mean, okay, cool. So, like, do you have the wrong people? Are they not doing the right thing? Are they just bad for the position? Or is it a process that the process wasn't clearly defined, that the process is defunct, that the process isn't streamlined as much, right? That was basically what we would come to. But in this new AI era, we need to start thinking a lot differently. The new question is it an information problem or an instruction problem? Did you give AI enough information for it to understand the full 360-degree view of your problem? Or did you not give it the right instruction of exactly what you wanted? Were you articulate enough? That, my friends, takes this your brain to another level. No longer is it just punching in 1D and then you get back whatever it is. You're literally feeding it the information you want and telling it what you want to get back. Software, you can't do that. Software just gives you what it's programmed to do. Do you understand? And the important thing is that AI is also not here to be polite with it. It's not a person with feelings. It's here to be used and challenged and stretched. And when you start thinking about AI this way, you're going to get dramatically better results. You can't break it, okay? So the shift number one is you can't say no to it. Or you can say no to it, rather. Sorry. The first major mind shift is that you can and you should say no when you don't get what you need. Okay. You're not going to hurt its feelings. I promise. It doesn't have any, at least not right now. Little joke there. If what it gives you isn't right, say so. And don't just settle for mediocre outputs. I think a lot of us have been conditioned to be people pleasers, be like, okay, thanks. And then you take that and then you're like, I'm going to adapt it. I'm going to spend time. I'm going to rewrite it. If you're doing that with AI, you're doing it wrong. You're creating more work for yourself. Okay. And so I mean, like, if someone didn't follow your instructions, like a new pet sitter, would you be like, well, I guess that's good enough? No, you wouldn't. You would give them feedback and tell them how to do it differently, right? So things like, this isn't good enough. Try again with these changes. Or I don't like the tone of this. Make it sound more conversational and less corporate. Or maybe this is too generic. I need specific examples exactly to like a pet sitting uh, uh, customer, right? Don't be afraid to be direct. The AI doesn't mind, and your results will be so much better. And it'll start learning you too, okay? And when you treat it as a tool that needs direction rather than authority to be obeyed. The next one, number two, is I want you to challenge it. Building on the first mind shift, the second mind shift is learning directly to challenge it. When it gives you something, ask, this is my favorite one, is that the best you can do? Like literally, it's amazing. So seriously, like you can really type that and it'll often give you a more thoughtful, detailed, creative response. Now, if you have ChatGPT, you could even go into deep research where it really starts kind of thinking with itself and like testing itself against itself. It's fascinating. And just about every single model out there also has what we call a reasoning model. All right. You are in a collaboration with AI, which is why the people that say, oh, AI is too generic, and it's taking over the world and it's not authentic, they're not in a collaboration with AI. They're just whatever AI gives them, they're posting, and then they're like, oh, this isn't right. That's the wrong mindset. Okay. You use your tone and feedback to push it harder, just like you would with like a coach or a team member. You could say things like, let's dig deeper on this point, or I need more concrete examples here, or this is good, but I think we can make it great. Let's revise this section of what you wrote, right? So when you challenge AI in this way, you're essentially teaching it to match your standards and it's going to remember it. Okay. You're training your own model. All right. You're not training the model for the general world. You're training the one that you're using. Shift number three, I did a whole entire podcast episode on this. It is not Google. Okay. This is a big one, y'all. You need to stop thinking of AI as a Google like search engine. And because they're fundamentally different tools. Okay. I barely even use Google anymore. Google is essentially 2D. You type in a query and it gives you a list of results, and then you have to do all the hard work. You have to sift through the websites. You have to sort what's relevant and then evaluate what's trustworthy and then assemble the pieces, use cognitive reasoning and thinking to produce it, to make it relate to whatever it is that you're trying to figure out the task at hand. Okay. There's a lot of like assumptions and like molding together that you need to do. So let me give you a practical example. Let's say you're planning meals um, for a client's pet while they're away for a week or yourself, right? With Google, you'd probably search something like healthy homemade meals and maybe protein based, right? I'm sure you've probably even done this. And you probably get about 40 different like places to look through. And then you have to figure out which ones meet your needs. And you would have to figure out, okay, well, I don't like this and I don't like that. And you'd have to like really do a lot of work. And what it essentially does is give you another problem because now you have information paralysis because you have too many options. Well, what you could do with AI is you could be like, yo, I want a six dish. I want 6 dishes that are high protein, low carb, high healthy fats, and that I can construct as I want them. So like I want to cook like, some maybe turkey, and then I want to cook some, I don't know, rice or potatoes. And then I want to cook up some like steak and chicken and maybe some like fajita mix or something like that, right? And so that you can go into the refrigerator and you take a little bit of this and you take a little bit of that and you put some like Greek yogurt on it and all of a sudden you have like a deconstructed burrito or like a taco salad bowl or something like that, right? But like at the end of the day, you're burnt out, you're stressed out, you have no more like space in your head to think about this stuff. And so when you can literally tell this to AI and it gives it back to you, it's amazing. And then you could take it a step further and you could say, okay, I like number 1 through 3 and 6 and 9. Based off of those numbers, can you make me a grocery list? Bling. There's your grocery list. Like, what? That's amazing. And if you really want to take it a step further, you can have Operator, if you pay for it, go and get it all on your Instacart and then have your Instacart deliver it to your house. I did that last week. Yeah. I'm not going to go that far though, because I know that that's probably like way advanced right now, but that is possible. Okay. And that is going to be that essentially right there. What I was doing, what I just explained to you is part of what agents are going to be. And by this time next year, people are going to be using agents. It's not going to be ChatGPT. It's not going to be at this level. But for you to understand AI at this level, it's only going to help you as it advances. Okay, there's so many things I could tell you right now, but I'm going to stay on my notes here. Number 4 is use it to think with you. All right, there's a paradigm shift. Okay, Google can't think. Google just like goes out there and fetches whatever sounds right and just puts it in front of you. AI can think with you. It can have a conversation with you. All right, and your brain, you can brainstorm with AI just like you would a business bestie. I can't even, I do this multiple times a week. Um, you get a tricky client situation, trying to come up with a new service offering, need to decide how to price something. You can talk these challenges through with AI. The most powerful approaches say act as a type of, I don't know, branding expert, right? And then blah, 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 blah. So, like, you tell it how to act. This prompt gets you specialized feedback from that perspective. Another example, act as a financial advisor for pet businesses. Help me think of the pros and cons of offering premium service tier. You could get even more crazy and you could download your financials and you could you can upload it into your ChatGPT. I would recommend having your ChatGPT, the privacy turned off for the world so that it's not using it to learn the model and it just stays with you because that's really personal information, right? You could do act as a marketing expert for a pet business. Give me ideas uh, for promoting services and during a slow season. The AI role can play these different types of experts, giving you insights that you might not have considered on your own. Okay. It's like literally like having a whole team of experts at your fingertips. Now, guys, I own a marketing agency. Okay. I'm a business coach. Don't you think that like I went through, this is about a year ago. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen to my job? No, because you know what? My job is evolving. You guys can all go get whatever kind of information you want off of ChatGPT or any AI model for that matter. But where I come in and where my profession comes in is being able to understand what the strategy should be and to guide that. So AI is always going to give you answers. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the strategy. Okay. And so, like, I've created a Bella marketing voice where any of my VAs can go on and use it. And I'm telling you, most of this stuff you can't tell it's not me. All right. I've created my own models, my own GPTs and stuff for so many things. All right. Number 6, it's evolving faster than you are. Okay. So, our mindsets are usually like we have a software and the software comes out and we learn how to use it and that's it. And maybe they come up with updates 3, 6 months, right? It's like little updates. Like, for example, at the time of this recording, Canva just came out with updates, okay? But Canva is incorporating AI into it. And when you have AI, it is literally evolving faster than we are. It's not like you learn it and then you've learned it. This is something that's constantly evolving. That means it's constantly changing and growing. And another thing is like, it's never going to be as dumb as it is today. Okay. Tomorrow, it's going to be smarter than it is today. Today, it's smarter than it was in January of 2025. It's just, it's nothing else in our time has ever been like this, ever. Okay. It means that any limitations that you might have encountered in the past are probably solved. When this first came out, we had an AI expert come into the mastermind. This was, I'm telling you, jumpers do it differently. We were way ahead of the time. We had the founder of Magi, which is a really great software. You can get all the LLM models under one roof. I highly suggest you check it out, especially if you're just getting your feet wet and you're trying to figure it out. For $20 a month, actually 30% off if you go through me, you can get all the language models, the image models, like it's insane. And you go to jumpconsulting.net/MAGAI, kind of like magic, but magi. And it's absolutely amazing. So it's the more you use it, the better it understands you and your specific needs. It's learning your preferences, your style, your industry, your unique requirements, your tone, what words you use, all of it. And you could also train it on it. Here's a pro tip. Feed AI personality assessments or information about who you are and how you think. You can literally tell it, I'm a high energy, fast paced entrepreneur who values creativity and directness. I run a pet sitting company with 15 employees. When you give me advice, keep it actionable and specific to my industry. Then you could take your Myers-Briggs or your Strength Finders or your Enneagram or whatever it might be, and also upload that, and so that it understands your personality, because it's going to tailor the answers back to you in ways that motivate you and excite you and isn't just generic. The mindset shift here is seeing AI as a static tool to seeing it to rapidly evolving, and it can get better every single day. All right, number 7, you can't break it. You cannot break AI, okay? The people that are afraid of doing it wrong, they worry about breaking it or using it incorrectly. Here's the shift you need to make. AI is a sandbox, not a landmine, okay? You can't break it. You can't mess it up permanently. You can't do any lasting damage. By sandbox, it means that the sand can shift and move. It's not like the sand is going to be like, and like outside of the sandbox. Do you see what I'm saying? This gives you the freedom to experiment, try stuff, test different approaches, iterate on your prompts, get messy with your requests. There are no consequences for doing it wrong, okay? Because there's no wrong way to use it. Ask it to create charts for you if you're a visual person. Have it simplify complex like concepts, explain this to me like I was 5 years old. Tell it to restructure information for clarity. See if it can help you design an ad or visualize a new service offering. The worst thing that happens is you get a result you don't like, and then you get to try again with a different approach, and you get to practice accentuating what it is that you want. All right. Number 8, talk to it like a person. All right. The 8th mindset shift is about how you communicate with AI. Stop thinking of it as a computer program and start treating it more like a conversational partner. You can give it rules for how you want to interact. For example, you might say, don't respond until I say your turn. That's what I've told Susie many times. And if you guys are in the mastermind, you've already heard this and know this. When I do the talking back and forth where we have conversations, when I would pause to think about something, sometimes she would start talking. So I made a rule and I said, do not talk until I say your turn. And so that's what I say. And then she'll start talking. And when she's done, she'll say your turn back to me too. All right. Or you could say, like, what do you think about this approach? Or I'm not sure about that suggestion. Can we explore other ideas? Let's build on that. What if we added this? Or Why is this a good idea? You literally can talk to it. And I think the more that you do it in your personal life and for personal things that come up, the more confident you get in business. Now, this is probably one of the biggest shifts that I want you to understand. Okay. Biggest one. It will drastically change the results that you get from AI based off of this next mindset shift. And that is talk. Talk to it. Do not type. If you start typing, what happens is your brain goes slower. You start working on perfection. You start, checking with the Grammarly little red underlines. You start fixing your spelling and your punctuation and your grammar. It doesn't care about any of that. It understands all kinds of typos. Trust me. Okay. And what you want to do is you just want to talk to it. All right. Typing slows you down. It like invites the perfectionism. It kills creativity. You end up editing everything. But talking is messy and it's raw and it's more authentic. Your brilliance is often in the rambles, in the brainstorm, those streams of consciousness moments where your ideas are flowing naturally. Most AI tools have voice input options. Use them, speak your prompts, your ideas, your questions. You'll be amazed at how much you can express and how better your results will be when you do that. This is especially important for people that are on the go. I'll tell you, almost every single morning, I have something I'm thinking of, and I'm sure you are too, right? You have something that you're thinking of that you have to do today. You have to email someone back, you have to send someone an email, you have to post on social about something. Why not just talk to your AI while you're washing your face, while you're doing your hair, while you're putting on makeup, while you're getting dressed, while you're making breakfast, while you're feeding the dog? Why not? Hey, you know what? I need to put a post today and it's got to be about this and I want the reader to feel this way, and talk to it. And you don't even have to read the response. Oftentimes, I like spout out a whole bunch of stuff and I'll start a couple of threads that by the time I get to my sit down at my desk, when I come to my computer, I know it's already there. It's amazing. This is a major shift. If you're still typing into AI and you're still saying, hey, can you change this email to sound nicer? You're missing the boat. That's like pre-K, okay? It's like preschool. All right. I have like 13. So I've got three more for you. Treat it like a skill, not magic. All right. Many people approach AI with unrealistic expectations. They think that it's magic, that they should get perfect results instantly. The shift here is recognizing that using AI effectively is a skill that you develop over time and practice. All right. It's not a magical solution that just reads your brain yet. Just like any other skill in your business, whether it's training staff or marketing your services or managing client relationships, you get better with practice. Your first attempts might be clumsy, okay? It might be messy, you might make mistakes, but you will get frustrated. But that's normal, okay? Don't expect genius results right away. Instead, focus on iterating, learning, and improving prompts. Each interaction is an opportunity to get better at this skill. The pet business owners who master AI won't be the ones who got lucky and perform prompts from day one. They'll be the ones that practice consistently, learn from their mistakes, and kept improving. Shift number 11, save your prompts like templates. Now, I am more of I think prompts were like the first thing, and prompts are very like kindergarten level. I'm not knocking it. It's a great place to start. But then you graduate from prompts to an actual GPT, to an actual bot that you can create, which I have a class on. Okay. But I'm going to keep this like very easy for so that everyone can access this and understand this. So once you get good results with certain things, the next mindset is thinking about those prompts as valuable assets. When you get a killer result from AI, what I usually say is, okay, that was amazing. If I wanted to prompt you to do that again, what would I say? and it creates the prompt for me. And then I take that and I save that into my notepad. Okay. These prompts are actually things that can help you make a GPT eventually. Okay. Number 12, use it to solve boring problems first. Many business owners try to make the mistake of using AI for the most complex, high stake challenges right away. I want you to start off with things that are easy because it's going to get that muscle to be flexed and you're going to start understanding how to use it. It's going to be good practice. So let it handle things like standard operating procedures. Okay. There's no reason why every single person should not have SOPs right now. Email templates, meeting recaps, formatting documents, basic research. Once you trust AI with the lower stake tasks, you're going to gain confidence and be able to use it easier for bigger things. And the last one I want to tell you about for this mindset shift is emotional regulation still matters. While you might not be able to offend it, okay? You don't want to always turn to your AI when you're panicked, overwhelmed, desperate, or expecting miracles, okay? If you're emotionally dysregulated, you won't be able to give clear instructions or evaluate responses effectively. So that whole age-old thing, like calm down before you talk to somebody because you don't want to be in some emotional rage. It's the same thing. Like input equals output. If your input is a scattered emotional train wreck, then that's what you're going to get coming back. So if you find yourself spiraling or overwhelmed, pause, take a breath, get into a calmer state before engaging with AI, or don't use it for business at that point. Open up another thread, use it as personal, and say, this is what I'm dealing with, to do. And you know what? I've totally done that before. You'd be surprised. And so you need to understand where you're at when you're giving those instructions and information. Remember I talked about that at the beginning of this? Okay. So I just want to say, to kind of like put a bow on this, you're not behind. You're just untrained. In fact, if you're listening to this episode and you are even attempting AI, you are probably 90% ahead of most of the world. Most of the world has no idea what is happening right now. And it's my job and my duty to help educate you and guide you and take you along through it and show you how to make your business 70% less work. That's on average, what's happening when I'm doing my intensives with my business owners. Things that would take an hour are taking like 30, or I'm sorry, and let's see, like an hour is taking like 20 minutes or so. Okay. It is insane how much it is cutting down. All right. Using AI effectively, it's not about keeping up with technology. It's about understanding the fundamental way to use it. Because if you understand it and it is a paradigm shift, then you're going to be able to adapt and grow and have the permission almost to go play. I've actually really felt like AI is one of the most creative things I've ever used in my life. It is more than coloring. It is more than drawing. It is more than dancing. It's accessing this you have to be creative with it. And it's not just analytical. It's really unlocking this like childlike play for a lot of people. And so I hope these mindset shifts have helped. I am really curious to know which one kind of really struck you or you were like, oh, that's interesting. Please leave me a comment, send me an email, bella@jumpconsulting.net. I love hearing from you guys. And your comments are what fuels the next episodes. Your comments are what guides me because I don't do this to hear myself talk. I do this to help you. And so, how can I help make you an AI ninja? How can I help you save time in your business? When you're saving time in your business, that gives you more time to take a nap, to go hang out with your family, to go cook meals. When you don't have to spend your days making 100 decisions and you could make 30 decisions, that frees up your brain to make other decisions, maybe in your personal life. Maybe that's to go get a 10-minute workout or to go cook yourself a healthy meal or a meal plan so that it's in your fridge. Okay. Maybe it's just starting little. There are so many ways you can use it. And every Sunday in the mastermind, we talk to people and we say, hey, how did you use AI this week? And it is just mind blowing. It's exciting. It's also inspiring. Oh, I didn't think of that. To hear how people are using AI. So I hope this episode has shined a lot of light on you. If you want to join a bunch of other pet sitters who are integrated AI into their life in all the different ways, join the mastermind with me, jumpconsulting.net/mastermind. I am literally here to show up for you. And I also want to say, I hear this a lot and it really surprises me. When I invite you to go to jumpconsulting.net/20 to get on my calendar and come have a 20-minute conversation with me to see how I can come alongside you and help you. People think, she doesn't really mean that. No, that's not for me. I'm not in the right place for that. I have to get better before I talk to her. No, all of that is stinking thinking. All of that is wrong. Okay. I literally, if you are listening to this podcast, give me the opportunity to meet you. Give me the opportunity to hear about your business and what successes you've had and what struggles you've had. I would love to meet you. I get to be in your ear. You know me. I would consider it such an honor to meet you. And you have my word. Like, none of these calls are sales calls. So if that's also in the back of your mind, thinking that I'm just going to sell you on something, that's also not true. And you could talk to anyone who's talked to me before. So if you want to join the mastermind, jumpconsulting.net/mastermind. You want to get access to almost all the different AI language models, image models out there. Go to jumpconsulting.net/magi, MAGAI. Or if you'd like to talk with me, which I really hope you do, jump on over to jumpconsulting.net/20. That's 20. This has been another episode of Bella in Your Business. Thank you so much for being here with me. And remember, when life gets you down, always keep jumping. Bye now.